Hi, I'm Tom. I'm a 65-year-old runner. Today's video is going to be about hard workouts for older runners. These workouts will help you to become faster runners on race day, but the first workout that I have to offer is good for all runners, whether you're competitive or not. If you find this video helpful, please give it a like and also subscribe to my channel. Before you start any hard workout or a fast workout, it's very important that you warm up first. Doing hard workouts when your muscles are cold, that's a sure recipe for injury. My warm up, in a nutshell, involves walking for 5 minutes, jogging very easily for about 7 to 8 minutes, doing some very gentle dynamic movements for flexibility and loosening up those muscles. And then it's a good idea to do about 4 short strides of 15 to 20 seconds at about 5K race pace. When you have that particular warm up done, then you are ready to push yourself harder in a hard workout. Hill repetitions are the first workout that I would suggest. I recommend that you do hill workouts first before you attempt any kind of faster running or harder running on flat ground. The reason is because hills are, first of all, good for strengthening leg muscles, the calf muscles, the hamstrings, the quadriceps, the gluteus muscles, as well as the hip flexors. So all the muscles that are used in running are strengthened when you do hill workouts. It's a good idea to have strong leg muscles before you attempt the faster workouts on flat ground. So I recommend you do about at least 3 to 4 weeks of hills about once a week first before you attempt running on flat ground. Hill workouts are great for recreational runners, those that have no interest in racing or running fast or anything like that. Hill workouts are great for recreational runners because of the injury prevention that it gives you. It strengthens all the leg muscles used in running, lowers the risk of injury for you. So I recommend hill workouts for recreational runners if you want to prevent injury. There's two types of hill workouts that I suggest. First are the hill sprints. I would call them up a very steep incline. The hill sprints should be about 10 seconds long at a really hard pace. The reason they're only 10 seconds long is because at 10 seconds you can push yourself at a hard pace without getting too out of breath. These focus not necessarily on stamina, but rather just simply strengthening all of the leg muscles used in fast running. The second type of hill workout that I recommend would be longer hills. That is, hill repetitions of about 30 to maybe up to 45 seconds per repetition. Now these are going to get you out of breath, and they are used for anaerobic conditioning to build your stamina, and they also are good for the same leg strengthening that the short hill sprints are good for. For older runners, a hill workout involves about 4 to 7 repetitions, that is hard running up the hill, with rests involving a walk or a very, very slow jog back down the hill, and then you repeat the process. So the rest should be about a 2-minute rest. So you want to be pretty rested before you start the next repetition. Hill workouts accomplish at least 3 things. First, they're excellent for injury prevention. They strengthen the leg muscles, all the leg muscles that are involved with running, especially running fast, so that they will be toughened so that you can accomplish the faster running later without as much risk of injury. So these hill repetitions are great for injury prevention. Secondly, they're great for increasing your raw speed. They help when you develop your leg muscles and strengthen them, you're going to run faster, as in sprint speed. The third thing that hill repetitions accomplish is stamina, especially the longer repetitions. They build your anaerobic base and increase your stamina so that, in essence, you'll run faster. One coach called hill workouts speed work in disguise, and that is so true. And the reason it's disguised is because when you go up a hill, you're running slower, but it's strengthening those muscles involved with increasing your speed. So in an odd sort of way, you're actually training your muscles to go faster, even though when you go up the hill, you're going slower. If you're able to handle 3 to 4 weeks of hill training without getting injured, then you should be ready to do the faster workouts on a flat surface. I think a good introduction to hard workouts on a flat surface would be the tempo run. The tempo workout, for me, I like to do tempo runs of about 3 miles at roughly half marathon race pace. So this should definitely be at least a minute faster than your slow aerobic pace for your normal slow aerobic training runs. So a tempo run, you're going to up the pace a little bit, you're going to be breathing a little harder, and the pace is going to be a little faster. And sometimes they're referred to as threshold running because you're just under that anaerobic threshold. So there's still a good amount of aerobic running going on, but you're also producing a little bit more lactic acid. So it develops that anaerobic engine to a certain extent, and it's going to help you run faster on race day. And it's a good introduction because you're not going super fast, and it's a good way, after you've gone through that hill training phase, it's a good way to break yourself into faster running. The next stage, it is a progression run. It's one of my favorite workouts. So a progression run, for me, would be about a 3-mile run where I begin at a fairly slow tempo pace for the first mile. I pick it up a little bit for the second mile. And by the third mile, I'll pick it up a little bit more. And at that point, I'm breathing pretty hard. So there's definitely some lactic acid being built up, and it's kind of in the anaerobic range, but but I'm going faster. The pace is definitely faster, and it's a little bit more stressful on the body than a standard tempo run. Another workout that I found to be very helpful in my own racing would be the ladder workout. In my case, it's a down ladder. I'll run at about for 5 minutes at a 10K race pace, and then I'll rest for 2 minutes at a very slow jog or maybe even a walk. And then the next repetition is going to be a 4-minute run, also at 10K race pace, and then followed by a 2-minute rest, walk, or very slow jog. And then the next rep will be a 3-minute run at 5K race pace. So we're picking up the pace a little bit. And then I'll have another 2-minute rest. Then The next repetition will be a 2-minute run, also at about 5K race pace. Definitely don't go slower than the previous rep, followed by a 2-minute rest. Then the next rep will be a 1-minute run at, say, mile race pace, followed by a 2-minute rest. And then you'll finish with a 30-second run at about 800-meter race pace. And then the workout is over. And I might add at this time, when you finish a hard workout, always do a cool down. It's important to do a very easy jog, an easy cool down for, at least a mile. If you're able to handle the ladder workout or the down ladder workout without feeling niggles or aches and pains or signs of injury, then go ahead and try an even more vigorous workout, which would be 4 to 6 repetitions of about 1.5 minutes. This would be very similar to the standard workout of 400-meter repetitions. For older runners, I would say that 1.5 minutes of hard running would be the equivalent of 1 lap around the track. So do these repetitions at 5K race pace. Do about 4 to 8 of these repetitions with a 2-minute easy jog rest or walk rest in between. You'll definitely be stimulating that anaerobic engine. You'll be in oxygen debt when you do these, but the rest will hopefully bring you back down so you don't build up too much lactic acid, and you'll be able to handle one repetition after the other. That's a great workout. It's the standard run-of-the-mill interval workout when people think about interval training. Another favorite workout of mine would be the surge workout. I like to do surge workouts about 1 week before race day. It would precede a taper, or that week of rest that you take before race day. So the surge workout, for me, it's not a real hard workout, but it definitely builds stamina, and it also is a good mental, psychological workout because it gets you accustomed to what you will encounter during a race, and hence the word surge. Sometimes somebody will put on a surge and you want to follow them, and so you'll have to pick up the pace a little bit around mid-race. You may need to put in a surge. That is if you're a competitive runner. Personally, I don't put in surges very often in a race. I try to race at a very even pace from beginning to end without surges. All that's going to do is overall make you run a little bit slower, I think. Okay, so what is the surge workout? The surge workout involves doing repetitions of about 30 seconds. So I only do about 4 of these 30-second repetitions, but if you want to challenge yourself, do up to about 7 of these. But I only do about 4 because I don't want to tire myself out too much 1 week before the race. So the thing that is different about a surge workout than a regular interval workout is because of the rest intervals. When you do a 30-second surge, first of all, you should do that fairly hard at, let's say, a mile race pace. And then instead of resting for 2 minutes, rest for only a minute and a half, and make sure that rest isn't too much of a rest. Make sure that rest interval is close to a tempo pace. So you're not really resting all that much. You're still breathing hard after you take that rest and until you start the next 30-second hard repetition. So it's 30 seconds hard, a minute and a half at tempo pace, another 30 seconds hard, minute and a half at tempo pace, another 30 seconds hard, minute and a half at tempo pace, and then another 30 seconds hard, and then a minute and a half at tempo pace. So this is a nice workout. You definitely feel it, but I found that they're not incredibly hard. So it's just a good mental and as well as a physical stimulation about a week before your race. So I like surge workouts. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, again, give it a like and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you next week. Thanks.